Hello everyone, in today's video we will be looking at the Mandalorian's N-1 Starfighter from the Vintage Collection from the Mandalorian. Okay, so here we have the box, and it's quite a big box. It's quite tall, but quite narrow. So you've got the image on the front there. Got Mando, Grogu, got the ship. Got what's included, like there's the figure there that's inside, and yeah, that's like your little standard image of everything that's included inside. Okay, so just really quickly, out of the main box, you've got this inner piece here. You've got the instructions here, a little thingy there with writing on it, and then yeah, this looks like the stand here, the figure here, all the loose bits. Yeah, there's that figure there, and yeah, there's sort of everything else is kind of, yeah, there we go, everything else is under the stand, all tucked away there. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it together. Okay, so once you've taken everything out of the little bags, this is all the accessories here. So I'm just gonna go ahead really quick and put it together. Okay, so all put together now. And yeah, it's fairly straightforward. The engine there, this bit here that goes on was a little bit fiddly, but it wasn't an issue. It was fine. Yeah, so everything just clicks into place. There is a little bit in the back here, just in there, which is its own separate bit. And I would just say, obviously it says in the instructions, so if you are paying attention, but it's got to go in a little hole, because this end piece here, like the tail, I guess, is it fits in pretty snug. So just make sure you put that in first, because otherwise it might be a bit difficult to get that off and put that back out if you missed it. And then here's this little Grogu here. Don't think his arms move. His head probably does, I think, maybe. But yeah, I think he's an exclusive one. I haven't seen this one before, at least, so I'm pretty sure he is exclusive, and he goes in here. So you can see the little peg hole there, and then that in turn then goes in there. Fits in quite snug by there. I'll sort that properly in a minute. And then the little dome goes on top of it. So I'll showcase all that properly in a minute. But the other piece is this, which you can put R5's head onto that and put that in there instead, which is cool. It's a nice customizable option. I don't have an R5. I think it was Build a Droid or something. It's the ones that come apart. I don't have an R5, so I can't show that. But I'm sure if you're interested in this, you've all seen it, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was on the box. It was in all of like the promo stuff for it. So yeah, and there's an R5 coming out. I'm pretty sure I've got him on pre-order, and I'm pretty sure his head, it was mentioned somewhere that, you know, he will be compatible with this. Yeah, so it's kind of just, I haven't really clicked it on properly, but it's on that stand there, and it's meant to sort of sit like that, straight, like how it is when it's sort of in parks mode. And then there's another stand there, which I'm going to set up for like the final thing. And I believe that's the one where it's like in flight mode, I guess. But yeah, by here then, you've got the cockpit in there, which looks a bit basic. I mean, there's not a lot of paintwork going on there, but there's at least some sort of details in the walls and stuff. Yeah, so that's where Grogu goes in there, but we'll take that off for a minute. I believe, yes, so that does slide forward. I thought I slid it forward earlier whilst I was putting everything together. But yeah, that looks a bit narrow there to put a figure in. I know it does open by here though. I think, again, I'm going to need two hands for that. But yeah, that's just the, you know, the classic slide-in door there, which is nice. So yeah, we'll open that up and have a closer look now. Okay, so opened up now, as you can see there's like a little bit by here that you can wedge it open with. It looks like there's storage there, and I'm pretty sure that's for all of Mando's accessories. I'm probably going to open him, I think. I'm just thinking now whilst I'm recording this, this is looking like the best Mandalorian figure we've had, I think, in terms of like articulation, accessories, everything else. So I think I'm going to open him. It's not like this is a HasLab or anything. That's the only time I tend to not open figures. So I think I'm going to open him in a sec, and we'll probably showcase him in there and put all his accessories in and whatnot. I do have some of the Mando figures which are quite good. So I've got the one from that came with like the snow, like ice spiders. I think that's a pretty good one in terms of articulation stuff. I've got the one that came with the Razor Crest, but I think this is the most up-to-date one. This is like the season 3 Mando. So we'll go ahead and open it in a minute. But yeah, that's just a sort of a little look there. Not an awful lot going on. I mean, there is, but like there's a lot of detail, and there's little things here, like this piece here that I clipped on. It's quite difficult to do this with one hand. But yeah, that can go on either side there. And it looks a bit basic, some of the paintwork. There's not an awful lot. Like, you've got some weathering on the front there. Looks like a little bit of a scratch there on the bit, which, like, yeah, it's 2 different colours, which it works well, because I don't know if you'd want it all the same colour, but like the front bit is more of a chromey thing, which is how I remember it being in the show, and this is more of sort of just a plastic grey metal kind of paint finish. There could have been a bit of weathering on there. It looks a little bit basic if I had to critique. Right, I don't think anything's gonna, yeah, there we go, that fell off. Underneath, yes, you've got that chrome paint underneath there. It's not really any weathering going on there either, but yeah, I don't know, it's okay. I wasn't expecting there to be much underneath anyway, but yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this plastic. It's not enough to, it's not a bad thing. It's just compared to the front, I feel like it was all the same colour maybe. Yeah, but like not an awful lot of weathering. There's a little bit, there's a few sort of scorch marks there, but overall it's quite nice. It is good. So we'll go ahead, probably do the figure now, and then set it all up, and then just talk about some final thoughts. Okay, so in this part of the video, we'll be looking at the Mandalorian N-1 Starfighter figure from the Vintage Collection. Okay, so here is the figure here, and yeah, I sort of debated this for a bit, whether to open it, because it's part of something else. You know, sometimes, like with the Bib Fortuna figure that came with the Throne Room playset, I didn't open him just because, I don't know, I'm not sure. It's just something I feel a bit like with the Razor Crest as well. I didn't open those figures, and with this one, the card is like, it's intact. I can't fault it. There's the back there, Wrestleline VC292, and that card back image, I do quite like that. I think that fits perfectly with Grogu at the top there. But yeah, after some sort of debating with myself, I thought this looks like the optimum, like the top Mando figure that we have right now, because he comes with the Darksaber, which is nice, and that Darksaber doesn't really look bent out of shape. Like the Moff Gideon one was a bit bendy. You get the little knife there, you get his pistol, and you get the spear. So yeah, it's all, I don't know, yeah, it's sort of like the top Mando figure. So I thought, you know what, I'll go ahead and open it, and yeah, so we'll go ahead and take a closer look at this. Okay, so straight off of the card, here is the figure, and yeah, I'm loving it. I think it is the best. I think this one came with the rescue set, which was the one with Moff Gideon, I think, and another Dark Trooper and another Grogu, and I kind of skipped on that one because I thought I'm not really into like troop building, so like I've already got one Dark Trooper. I thought I don't need any more, and yeah, Moff Gideon, I've already got him as well. I've already got a ton of Grogus, I've already got loads of Mandos, so I kind of skipped on that. So it is the same figure, so I think, apparently. But yeah, he's awesome. I'm loving all these like blue bits. You've got the red there, these little blue bits here, a different blue there, all the different colors. I think he's great. Everything is spot on. I love sort of like, there's a bit of a effect on there. It's nice. And yeah, obviously the soft goods, which is good. Because yeah, I sort of, as I said, I debated opening this one, but I thought, even though I've got a load of other Mando ones, they're either not like accurate to the time when he has the ship, or they're not going to fit in it because they don't have the soft goods. So I thought it only really left the one that came with the Razor Crest. I didn't really want to put him, that went in to the thing. Plus, like I said, you've got all these different colors here. It's all spot on. It's a great figure. Articulation is all there, I believe. So yeah, and then the accessories, then you get the spear, which is nice. It's pretty basic, but it's, you know, I don't know what you'd be expecting otherwise. It's spot on. Got the little knife there as well, so that's cool. And you've got the dark saber, which is yeah, like I said, it's nice to have one that's relatively straight. The Moff Gideon one, I tried flattening it a bit. I suppose you could like heat the plastic up and warp it, but I tried flattening it out, which it did work a bit, but it was always a bit bendy. And then you've got the pistol there, which we've seen hundreds of times before. So yeah. So yeah, we'll go ahead now. We're not going to talk too much about the figure because it's, you know, is what we've seen before, but better, I guess. It's sort of, you know, the most up-to-date one. But there is a spot in the ship, which I'll go over now, where you can store all of his items. And the other accessory I didn't mention then is the jetpack, which goes on the back, which we've seen before as well. Fairly basic colouring on that. But then here we have that part under where you lift this up in here, and it does say in the instructions right here where all the accessories go. There is a little star next to the rifle because the rifle isn't with this figure, because at this time, spoilers, he doesn't have the rifle. But it's nice that that is an option there, because like we've had it with so many other figures. So that's really cool that there is a spot for that. But yeah, it looks like they all just tuck in into there. So I'll go ahead and quickly do that now. So yeah, there you can just see the vibro blade is just in by there, and then you've got the dark saber and the spear, and then that sits on the top there just like that, I believe. And then yeah, this closes down. So I think that's really awesome that that's all there, because, you know, there's no spot for the pistol obviously because it'll just go in his holster when he sits in there. So yeah, that's the figure, the accessories and the ship. I'll just probably set it up now in a final thing, do some final thoughts. Okay, so some final thoughts. I think it's awesome. I don't buy many vehicles or ships, there's so many amazing ones, but yeah, I just haven't really ever bought that many. But I've always loved this ship. I've always loved the design when I saw it in the Phantom Menace, like 20 odd years ago now. And yeah, I've always loved it. So when it showed up in the Book of Boba Fett originally, yeah, I was quite excited for it. I love the chrome look on it and the sort of the missing panels. I love that kind of aesthetic to it. So yeah, I when this was announced, I had to get it, and I think it's a really good ship. I would say, as a little side note, it's not really a negative, but I would be careful. It's probably me not being careful, but when I clipped some of the little bits in just then, I moved the ship. Stupidly, I moved it before I'd fitted them all in properly, and the knife has rattled away and has gone into the ship somewhere. So I would say that's maybe a negative, because there's like little holes there. And again, it's probably a mixture of me being a bit silly and not being careful with what I was doing, but also at the same time, should you really have like all these little holes in a little compartment where you're storing things? So that is a bit frustrating and annoying, but you know, that's probably not an issue. I would just say, if you are watching this, be careful. yeah, I love the figure. The figure is awesome. It comes with it. Like I said, it's sort of top tier Mandalorian figure. All the accessories are there. And yeah, you get another little Grogu, which I don't get too excited because I've got so many of them. But, you know, it's pretty cool. It is a different one, and we haven't just got, you know, like 10 or whatever of the same Grogu. They're all kind of different. So that's nice. I think the sort of changeable bit with the R5 is a really nice feature. I think that's awesome. I kind of already went over the paintwork, but yeah, I'd say it's sufficient enough. There's some sort of bland spots on it, but I think where it matters, it looks great. So overall, I would say it is an awesome ship, and yeah, a worthy addition to my collection, I would say. Not really any bad points, just sort of be careful with a few little bits. There's a lot of little gaps where things can sort of, maybe if you drop them, they can go missing. But yeah, just an awesome figure and an awesome ship. And so yeah, all that's really left to say at this point is thank you for watching. If there was anything I missed, because I feel like there might be, because it's quite a, you know, normally with a figure it's all there in front of you, but with this I might have sort of skimmed over something or missed something, so let me know. If you've got it yourself, or if you're interested, or any questions at all, just leave it all below. I'm always happy to engage with people. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.